Freedom to Transact by Ash Lightstone. The freedom to transact is the freedom to be. It means I don't need your permission to do as I please and just be me. It's a freedom that we should all have. Without any conditions we have no say in. There shouldn't be any strings attached or any rhetoric about it being a sin. It's a freedom that allows us all to be equal in a manner that is profoundly meaningful. And for that reason they tell us it's dangerous. They say there's no way for it to be purposeful. When others don't want us to have this freedom, we have to stop and ask why. We have to ultimately see that it's about control and that their so-called protection is a lie. This is the ultimate freedom, the most significant one. All others are built on top of this, and without this, no other freedoms can be won. Freedom to transact. 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 Freedom to transact.
Based. Based. B1. B. Based. 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 B1. B. Based. 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 B1. B. Based. 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 B1. B. Based.
Oh, there you go. They are the first of hopefully many players' songs written, produced, distributed on chain. They're just the first couple that we've come up with. But yeah, looking forward to seeing this space grow, and lots of different styles of music start to be created this way on chain. I haven't really got a great plan for tonight. I've had my head down today, been working hard on trying to get some stuff working with the sequencer. Been working on getting a reverse function built in there that will then be accessible in the player as well. But I'm having some trouble with the UI at the moment, which I've been battling with for a couple of days now, but I can show you kind of how it works, and how it's kind of cool, because I think if we, for example, just get this synth. This is one of the synths.
Bass.
It's the kind of my favorite. So if we get this all sort of lined up, and I probably should have prepared this. Like I said, I didn't really prepare. So if I set this out, so then we've just got all these individual hits of the synth. And all I have to do is do a right click to switch any one that I choose into a reverse playback mode, so it actually plays the buffer in reverse. So if we, so you can get some kind of interesting stuff there already, and then you can also do stuff where you start changing the trim settings of instruments, and then you'll get a different envelope. And so it's kind of cool. It's like such a simple little trick, can actually allow us to do so much, being as that we are working in currently a very restrictive environment, working with on-chain assets. So all of these little tricks are going to be really valuable, because they're going to be really useful in really stretching what we can get out of a single piece of audio. This is kind of the art form now, is like finding ways to do these things on chain. The time for investment is now getting the audio on chain. That's going to be the most expensive thing, but once we are operating in a much more programmatic environment on chain, you see there's things that you can do, this like making these songs like this. This is utilizing the chain. It's using on-chain elements. If I ever choose to do something with this song, the chain is there for me to just instantly just drop it as a very, very small file. But to write it, to save it, to collaborate, and do all of this stuff under the umbrella of Bitcoin without even using it, just knowing it's there, it doesn't cost a thing. It doesn't cost anything to do this stuff, to create. It's there if you need it. That if you decide you've come up with something really incredible, you can then inscribe that to Bitcoin for all of eternity as your own creation, and using these tools, it will only be 10 to 20 kilobytes of data for you to inscribe a whole song. This song here, if I load it again, it's a 38 megabyte master. It's only using wave files. It's full resolution. Full resolution banging. But so these are there for everyone to use. This is all part of the OB1 collection. All these incredible audio samples, wave quality, wave resolution audio samples. This is the first 10 of a future library that future generations for centuries are going to be able to use these to create music on chain. And even better than that is that there's going to be this Merkle tree of attribution. Every single person who plays this kick or puts it in a song, uses the 808 kick, or or uses the 808 snare. These are there for people to use, like I said, for centuries, for millennia. But every single song that uses one of these high quality wave audio samples that was put on the Bitcoin blockchain in our day is going to be fully credited for every use it's ever given. Anytime anyone ever uses this snare or variations of it that people change through, I mean, this thing's got its own built-in effects. If you have a look here, I can change the pitch. But people will build their own external effects that will do these things as well, and so that will also add to a chain of processing that will change the sound of this drum. But this drum will always be that first input. You know, it costs probably $100 now. In fact, no, they're 350 kilobyte files, so I don't even know exactly how much the cost of that is at that right now, with the fees having gone up. But it's hundreds of pounds and hundreds of dollars, I should say. And it's the there's no need for anyone else to ever inscribe another 808 snare, because they can use this one. But what's really interesting here is that I think someone's already bought this one. This snare is going to exist in a Bitcoin wallet, and that Bitcoin wallet will be the thing that is on that Merkle tree. That Merkle tree, when that song comes out, it's going to say, okay, well, this Bitcoin wallet gave us something, and that something was passed through all these other Bitcoin wallets holding different programs and different blocks of code, and in the end, what you hear is this song.
Based. Oh.
So this is very early, but yeah, having these tools in here to be able to do things like add, reverse, playback, and also there's going to be pitch shifting, which I think people might have seen in the SPD as well, is quite good fun to play with. But once I've got the pitch shift working in the sequencer, it's going to open up a real world of being able to write melodies, bass lines and things by sort of putting a sample across a range of notes, rather than always having to just work with them on the same note. But I might just have a little play around with the SPD now, just to have a little jam. Although I was going to show, in fact, for people who might not have seen this stuff before, the OB1s are a sort of new evolution of the Audional protocol. I guess Audionals 2.0. Audionals 1.0 was text files. Kicking myself over that since the runestones, because I made hundreds of them, and I think I got penalised for being a text ordinal person. It's a bit boring, I guess, but I was obviously converting audio to text. I was experimenting with converting drum sounds and vocal sounds into text so that they could be put in JSON files loaded with metadata, to make it easier for them to work with systems of the future, putting less data inscription pressure on future generations, because we can do all of that now. So this stuff can get all built with all its bells and whistles, so that the future generations need the minimal amount of code or money spent to use them. So these files here, not only are they all WAV quality, so producing wave quality songs, but they've also got their own built-in controls. One of them being tempo scheduling, so you can it will play in a permanent loop, and it's very, very stable timing. All of them are actually inscribed. I think you can see down here, they're all inscribed on block 78. So they're all on these special sats. These ones here, I think that number 10 and number 1 are on some extra special sats. We've got pizzas, palindromes, palinception, block 78. I think some of these ones are actually also, they are instead of the usual, I think it's 5, 4, 6 padding of sats that go around an ordinal inscription, these palindromes are inscribed with 7,887 block 78 sats. I think I've got that right. So yeah, it's kind of special all round. It really does appeal to you know, the artists. Obviously the art is awesome, and it looks great as it sort of, you know, becomes this instrument as they sort of twitch with the playing the instruments. But you know, underneath it all is something like truly revolutionary, something that is going to I believe is going to really grow well outside the confines of crypto, and it's going to become something that's really useful in the real world, and in that way these 10 artifacts represent something super special. There's going to be 100 of them in the end. That's going to be I guess 35 megabytes of inscribed high resolution audio with some fairly cheap and easy code tooling inscribed around them to allow us to do all sorts of stuff on chain using Bitcoin in the future. But yeah, have a look at what you can do with these. This is just, I'm just on the Magic Eden site here. It's just because it's I can see the whole collection here, so it's easy to break them all out. But set up a loop in the tabs. So this is like music that I can write without an arrangement window, without having to own Logic or Ableton or Fruity Loops. I can just do it here right in the browser. Actually turn them up and down as well. They've got volume built in, so I can turn this. This is the metronome one. This one's very special, very, very small sound, because it was the only sound we could fit into such an enormous inscription. Because this one here, apart from being a beautiful piece of art and a lovely metronome click type sound, it actually holds in the same inscription non-recursively. This is all inside the inscription, is the full tone.js library, which is for building all sorts of audio processors, synthesizers. It's a library that now exists on Bitcoin that all developers can access to very, very quickly and easily build proper synthesizers and audio plugins. So yeah, this one, I think this is number 11, maybe one number 11. Very special. Could open a couple of these and get them on a different note. Oh, that was almost meditative. Yeah, then I was just going to have a little go on the SPD and then probably call it a night. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the little jam there. With the SPD, this is going to end up inscribed at some point soon, because I was trying to sort recording out in this lovely UI where you can automatically update the BPMs without having to update them in every tab as you would have to if you're playing like that. This is really for live playing, but you'll be able to record live sets. But unfortunately, with the current cross-domain stuff, all I can do is kind of fake it. But as soon as this is ready to go and I can inscribe it, this will be a really powerful tool for playing and recording and recalling. Again, you don't have to inscribe these things. You can just save a project and recall a set. You don't have to necessarily store the thing on chain. But this is, they're all just in here in their basic form, but just to make things a bit more fun, I threw in this random mix button, which will just randomly assign a bunch of OB1s, randomly assign pitch and tempo, scheduling tempo. The BPM is all the same, but it's all the scheduling is. Let's have a look. Ooh. So yeah, there's the Aud SPD. I think I've given everyone a good demo. Played for about an hour. Hopefully next week I might be able to get my act together and get some guests on, because it's really great when we have some guests on, and hopefully some more people to show off some of their music that they've been making. I'm sorry I didn't have anything more interesting to say, but thanks again, and looking forward to next week. Lots is probably going to happen in the week. Hopefully I'll get some updates out soon, so that can get some of these new updates onto the sequencer, and make it easier for people to start inscribing their own songs. So with that, I'm going to leave it on our new song, wherever it is. I think it's this one. So thanks again, and see you at the next one.
Based. B1. B. Based. 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 B1. B. Based. 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 B1. B. Based. Based.
Freedom to Transact by Ash Lightstone. The freedom to transact is the freedom to be. It means I don't need your permission to do as I please and just be me. It's a freedom that we should all have, without any conditions we have no say in. There shouldn't be any strings attached or any rhetoric about it being a sin. It's a freedom that allows us all to be equal in a manner that is profoundly meaningful, and for that reason they tell us it's dangerous. They say there's no way for it to be purposeful. When others don't want us to have this freedom, we have to stop and ask why. We have to ultimately see that it's about control, and that their so-called protection is a lie. This is the ultimate freedom, the most significant one. All others are built on top of this, and without this, no other freedoms can be won. Freedom to transact. to transact. Freedom 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 to transact.